Good afternoon. How are we all? Thank you very much for coming over and joining us for our first time Sunday lunchtime in a long time. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Me and Nick both said it was nice to actually do one that we haven't done for such a long while. So as you can hear, she's in the background.
Hello.
There she is.
Hello. I got my mic.
So thank you everybody for coming over and joining us. As you all know, the hashtag week is a week behind because I wasn't here last Sunday. So we all decided as a group that we was going to do it today. So that's what we're going to do. So we've done something now similar to this before, but not quite the same. So it's hashtag candle stand. So not candle holder, tea light holder, candlestick, candle stand. So candle similar to this. This is in a glass pot, I suppose you call it. So it could be something like this, or it could be a large candle on its own. You can buy candles that are quite chunky and large. So it's actually a candle stand. So something like this can stand on, or something that a big candle can stand on. So again, it's all down to your definition of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do. So this is what I've got. I'm going to make a stand for this. So we're going to make something for this just to gently sit in. And I'm going to make something around about 150, 200 mil high. But I want to try and do it at one piece. I don't want to try and do it at two pieces. I want to, like I say, I've got a piece of stock on the lathe around about, I think it's about 80 mil by 80 mil. So hopefully that should be enough for a foot and enough to shape it. So it's more spindle work than actual, spindle orientation work. So I'm looking forward to having a go at this.
Which can I say would be quite handy, because we can't have no candles lit when we've got the
dog
pooch. Because where we have the candles, she generally tail and everything, so we have to make sure none are lit. So it'd be quite handy, especially like as well if you've got Yankee candles and stuff.
Nick, it's only be 200 mil high.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, in our situation with the
Yeah.
house, we can have it on my table, whereas I wouldn't have one lit on there because of
The dog.
Pooch. So,
Right, okay. Right, so I'm going to go to the lathe and Nick's going to welcome you all in.
so good afternoon, everybody. Long time no speak. So we've got Wood Wizardry by Colin, Norman Greenwell. We have Old Man River Woodturning. Oh, it's Norman's birthday. Happy birthday, Norman.
And wedding anniversary.
And wedding anniversary. Goodness me, happy anniversary. Copper Owl Woodturners on. Chris Dodds. Michael McEwen. Pete from Twisted Trees. Hope you're going to behave yourself. Barry's Wood Creations. Alan Gibb. Len's handcrafted wood signs. Frederick Day. He's turning some palm wood.
Palm wood.
Palm.
Palm.
I thought you said pine. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. Wivey Woodshed's on as well. And we also have Vinnie Charlton. Clint at Wood Dancers. Roy's the Boys on. Ruby Clare.
Right, Ruby.
Robert Bortwood. Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Good afternoon, Michael and Christine.
Yorkshire Gits on.
All Glynis.
If I've missed anyone, just shout, put hello in the chat, and I'll
Hello.
give you a shout out and welcome you. But anyway, welcome everybody to Steve Sunday Lunchtime Live.
It's not Steve Sunday Lunchtime Live, is it? They only come here and hear your voice. Right, so between centres.
Amy's on as well. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy. So this is a piece of silver birch I ripped down this morning. So it's been in my wood store for about 2 years, so it should be dry. So it's 85mm by 85mm. So once we get it between centres, I will tell you exactly how long it is.
Dewey Shed's on as well.
Good afternoon, sir. So we're just going to get it between centres, just gently nipped up. Don't want to be too tight. So the actual length is 195mm. So by the time we get a tenon on there, about 3mm for 4mm for the tenon, it gives us around about 190mm for overall size. So first things first, getting it round. So we're going to lock our tool rest into place, making sure we're clearing. Bring our rough and gouge. Should be nice and I was just trying to see what I was doing with the camera, so I could perhaps move that camera over a little bit.
Susie Swiss Woodturners on.
Right, Susie, how are you? And zoom it in a little tiny bit, other way, so you can actually see a bit better. So let's just lock that stand in place. Right, so spindle rough and gouge. Going to stand to one side, start a lathe up because we're between centres. Gently speed the lathe up. I want this around about 1500 RPM. That's just there. I'm going to start creating my cuts. I'm going to move my tool rest in a little bit. So we've got the best we can get. That's a little bit too close, Steve.
Don't forget your coffee.
Oh yeah, don't forget the coffee.
So just a reminder, guys, it's hashtag week. As Steve said, it had to be put back a week. He's also you're not here next week either, are you?
No. So that feels round to me. And it is. So it does, rough and gouge doesn't give us the best cut, but it's a good enough cut to get it round. So let's get a parting tool down here and create our tenon on this end.
Amy said she went to a party last night and got roped into busting a move on the dance floor and she's paying for it dearly today.
So there's our tenon. It's not a massive tenon, don't need a massive tenon because we're going to keep it between centres most of the time.
Thank you, Roy. He said, Nikki, good to hear your voice.
You creep, Roy.
Pete said, talking of missing live turners, we've been unable to find Terry, so I'm covering his live tonight, so he's put his link in. Well done, Pete. Saves me doing that.
Right, so start getting some rough shape now. I want the top wide enough, obviously, to take this candle. Which let me just get a vernier and I'll measure exactly how big that is.
Amy's just said Olivia says hello and to let you know she got her ears pierced. Very nice. Hello, Olivia.
So the size of that maximum width is 68mm. But I don't want it to sit right in there. I just want it to sit about there, really. So I reckon anywhere between 63 and 65mm will be good. So we know that is bigger than that. That is 84mm. So we know we're going there. So let's just flatten off this top. So again, using the parting tool just to flatten that top off. Jesus, made me jump.
Sorry, that's the dust. Oh.
Alright, so let's go for a bowl gouge to start with. So I'm going to start creating this end here.
Susie's got snow.
She
said she's been off work for 3 days. Too much snow and especially too much ice on the power line for us to drive up there. But she's back tomorrow. Pete said apparently I'm turning a candle holder thingy.
Right, so let's see what size we. That's 68. We don't want that huge, do we? But we could make it so you can put more than one size on it, couldn't we? Really? Which should be more sensible. Right. So I think I'm going to turn the middle down a little bit first. Get rid of some of that. So bring the rough and gouge back in. So I don't want this huge and chunky. I want it fairly. I want a bit of size to it, but not massive.
Glyn said the Italian Alps have 4 foot of snow according to YouTube.
Wow.
And Susie said there's a lot, last 5 days there's a lot of snowstorms in the mountains. Dancers of Aardvarks is on.
Good afternoon.
New iPhone's coming out, mate.
Yeah, I know.
iPhone 16.
Yeah, I know. I see it the other day. I had a thing from Vodafone the other day about it.
Because you're doing renewal, aren't you?
I am. I don't know if I'm going to bother, to be honest, at the minute. Right. I need to shape this
Get it
bit
for
in
me
here.
instead.
What?
Get it for me.
Yeah, I'll pay for it and you have it. How's that?
Yeah, good idea. That sounds perfect plan.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Don't look
Right.
after me, I tell you.
Right, so let's shape this. So if I bring it on that camera, you're going to see. Ooh, not very well, but if I bring that camera around a little bit, you will. Nice. Right, so small spindle gouge. A little bit high, that is.
Glyn's off to Spain.
Glenn's what?
Glyn's off to Spain in October. No carrots today, Roy. I have got to cut up some broccoli and some leeks and peel some potatoes.
Potatoes.
My daughter and her boyfriend and the Pooch is coming over. Mooch is coming over this afternoon. Says since she's been back off her holiday.
Sorry?
Said so we can see her after she's been on holiday.
Well, for any length of time anyway.
What?
For any length of time anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, she popped in Friday and was gone
Oh
within it.
yeah. That was just a flying visit to drop a car off. We didn't really hear a lot about her holiday, did we?
No. I'm just gently sinking that down a little bit.
Amy said, are all fruit woods created equally or are some not worth turning?
That I can answer you, Amy. I'm not experienced enough to
Pete
answer that
might be able
question.
to answer that. Joe's on as well, Joe Senior.
Hi, Joe, how are you? Right, so I'm just going to shape this edge, just a little bit of hairiness on there, so just gently get rid of that. So now I've got rid of the bulk of it, it's just really refining it. But I want to turn that, so that's all done before I take too much out of here. So I now need something up against that to push on there so I don't damage it. Now I used to have, where I still got it, used to have a tennis ball that I can just lay on there. All it is just to put a little bit of pressure on there while I'm still winding it, while I'm still turning it. Needs to be in the middle though, Steve. That's near enough for me. So basically just keep a little bit of pressure on there while that's going. So now I can start to refine my shape. So I don't know what I want yet really. But are you surprised?
Nope.
So I think I'm going to swoop this in and put a bit of a ball there and then sort of a couple of beads and coves down. But I don't want a major fin, I don't think. But we'll see. So I'm going to go back to the bowl gouge. Just start refining this a little bit.
Wooden bells on as well?
Hayley. Hi, Hayley. Hayley was in earlier.
I didn't say it though. So Pete said, all good to turn, but also prone to splitting often. Prune trees have great grain.
Yeah, fruit trees are awful. They always split.
Suppose I better check my car's insured. I did sign the agreement. I'm sure I did.
That was last month, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so let's get a spindle gouge in there and just gently nibble that away.
Overhead camera.
Oh yeah. Just can't get the staff.
Frederick said, I found that fruit wood, if not sanded correctly, can check on the end grain due to heat. He said watch the chat. I was watching it, and then I thought I really ought to check and make sure I've got insurance.
So you weren't watching the chat.
No, I just flicking backwards and forwards, but I thought I better just. I'm sure it is done, but I just need to double check it.
Right. So the question is, how fine?
Yep,
Well,
it's
not
insured. Thank God for that. What if I've been driving all this time with no insurance? That's not...
I'm just going to stop and have a look at that. So I could go a little bit thinner there because that's quite thick there, so I could swoop in a little bit more there. I think this is too big here, so I need to remove some of that. Let's just remove some of that. Let's go that way, easy.
There you go, Joe. They've answered your question.
Right. So, let's put a bit of a shape in here now. So this is all basic stuff, beads and coves, stuff you should be learning when you first start. Got a knot in there, I think, yeah, I thought it was a knot. Oh, no, there's not.
Oh, sorry. A bit delayed there.
Well, you was having a turn then.
Chance of Aardvark said, I have a broken fork at my allotment. Might make a fork handle candle holder. Pete said, keep the base heavy, Steve. Candle plus glass will make it top heavy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the base quite chunky. Actually, I'll change your mind for that failure. I don't want a ball there now. Change your mind. So I'm just trying to break this down into sections. It's a case of trial and error, really, until I get the shape I want. So let's remove some of this. I'm just going back to the bowl gouge. Now, a professional woodturner would do this all with a skew. But as I've said, I'm not a woodturner.
Why?
Not a professional one.
Just pretend.
Yeah, I just pretend. Right. So, a little bit of an undercut under this. Give some of this. And like Pete said, we want a bit more weight in the base because obviously the weight of the candle's on top.
Oh, flying, eh?
Fly.
Flea. It's a flea in here.
I don't know why.
She swallowed a fly.
Oops. So let's do in here. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's drop this tool rest. The tool rest a little bit too high.
A little bit too high.
Little bit too high. So we're just grounding this off here. We're going to flow that into that bit there.
Copper our wood turnings on.
I think it's Rob. I'm sure it's Rob. I'm
Yeah,
terrible with
they
names.
put Hi Roberts, that must be.
Must be. So I want to undercut just underneath there, but the trouble is I've got quite a lot of overhang on my gouge and I don't want it to grab and do that.
Like that. itch?
I'm not confident left-handed to do that. Left-handed. Right. So just put a little, get rid of a bit of that. Put a bit of a bead in there.
Dancer of Aardvark said, bought some candles a couple of weeks ago. Another victim of shrinkflation. I'm sure they used to be bigger.
Everything's getting smaller and smaller, more expensive.
Robert said, have you got a shorter tool rest?
I have.
Ruby said, that's where a small round carbide works well. Oh, is that itching?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Ruby. I don't think I've got a small one. I think the smallest one I've got is around about 10 mil. Just shake that gently. Cheating, using the edge of the wing of the tool. Right, so I think I'm just going to gently feather that.
Dance for Hardvark said, have you seen the size of a box of Quality Street now? Outrageous. Pete said, Simon Hope Hollower stave 6mm.
Don't know. I'll have a go. Ooh. Concentrate, Steve. That's what you get when you daydream.
I don't know why that's itching. Oh.
Perhaps you should wash it. Right. 6mm carbide. Got it on swan neck. I'll have to just quickly change that. Let me just quickly change this from swan neck to normal. This is the Simon Hope mini hollowing tool. So this should do well. What's the matter with you now?
Nothing.
I'm like a blooming old woman.
I am an old woman.
Well, there is that, but you know. You are nearly 50 after all.
Shh. Frederick said, can't you place the tool rest at an angle, making one end nearer the work? Just thinking. Dr. Bob's on. Good day from my new shop in construction in Taylor, Michigan.
Good afternoon, Dr. Bob. I have got a shorter tool rest there.
Guess what I'm looking at?
Chicken nuggets.
Ovens.
I'm just tipping that slightly, just so I can get underneath there. So just put that at a slight angle, so hopefully we shouldn't get too much aggression out of it. That's moved a little bit by the looks of that. Since I've taken off that. Cool, she's a bit flimsy.
I could hear something. Is that? Is this 3D printer going?
Yeah.
I wondered what. Okay.
I'm just going to nudge it up to the centre of that. Let's see. I don't worry about a little tiny spot in the middle as long as that don't come flying out. What about one of them on there? Just gives it a little bit of security. So this isn't a very good finish. I don't think this bit of wood's the best bit of wood, but let's just see if we can get a little bit better finish on that.
Bad workman always blames his tools.
There's you're right. I can sand a little bit of it off, but that was a little bit too bad. Right. So now we just need to. I'm not going to do too much here. I'm just going to swoop this in a little bit. So now we're just going to step this down. Oops, tool rest is too low. So I'm just going to put a little bead in here. I'm not going to put a little cove in there even.
Make you mind it.
Just like that. So there's my bead, got a cove, got a little bit of a tear out on this. Let's just get rid of that. It's not a nice bit of wood, that. Not a nice bit of wood at all.
Do you not sort it with as well?
Yeah, a piece of spalted, not spalted, silver birch. But I think it's on its last legs. I think it's starting to go because it's a bit punky in places. Let's put a line in here where we're going to go to.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Barry. Long days, but yes, good. Thank you. Pete's put, okay, I have a design in my head for tonight. Never made it before. Have no idea if I've thought of everything, but as it doesn't exist on paper, no one knows if I mess it up.
Right. Before I get too carried away, let's just that's a little bit too wide. Base should never be wider than the top. And I think that's a little bit too wide, so I'm just going to reduce that a little tiny bit. So let's just take that down a little tiny bit. That looks better. Base is slightly smaller than the top, so now we've just got to sand it. So we'll use some net abrasive for this. 120, where's 120? There's 120. So dust extraction. Turn it down a little bit. So we're just going to gently try and get rid of some of that nasty tear out.
That's why Mark said, does a birthday cake something as a candle holder? I can't see because that stupid love heart's there. Oh, count.
No. So as always, send your pictures to me if you want to send the pictures to me within 2 weeks to same email address, skkrafts@bcnet.com.
I'll put it in. 2 weeks. You got it by the Friday, didn't you?
Yep.
So that will be the. Are you doing ESG on the 29th? Oh no, it won't be, will it?
No, 22nd is the next
It's
one.
next weekend. Yeah. So you need them in for the 27th. So hashtag pictures in by the 27th, please.
So I just want to take this end away and just sand this end up quickly.
Pete said, don't forget your coffee, Steve.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Pete.
Which by Colin said, damn, that's really nice.
So I'm not going to colour this, I'm just going to leave this natural.
Au natural.
Be natural. So that's 180. So let's just quickly take it up to 400 grit. And I might just oil this actually. So 180, 240.
Frederick Day said hard wax oil may look good on that. Colin said, is that a small crack starting in the base?
Yeah, there is a crack in the base. She'll be alright though, Colin.
And Frederick said it's a little bit more durable as well and can withstand the handling.
I felt like there was a question coming then.
Yeah, not a question from the chat, from me.
Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, there's a crack coming through there as well. There's a crack all near enough all the way through there, but that'll be alright. That'll be alright.
Oh, what's going on here?
Right, final one, 400. I hear your chair. Right. That's all sanded up to 400 grit. I'll have a swig of my coffee now. I've actually got some of this to test, to try. What do you reckon? Try that. What's the instructions? Apply over acrylic cellulose sand and sealer. Sand and sealer use both cloth or brush. Up to 5 coats can be applied. So we try some of that. Never used this before. This is Chestnut's Poly Wipe On. So the question is, have I got any acrylic sand and sealer? Oh yes, I have. Here it is. Oh, it's nearly empty.
So Pete said, okay, so all blanks cut and prepared. All I have to do now is remember the design until this evening. Write it on paper and then burn the bit of paper.
Don't put on paper as evidence then.
Oh.
Right, so this is acrylic sand and sealer. There's not a lot in the tin, but we'll see if there's enough. Get underneath there. Oh no, come on, Steve. I think that's it. That's it.
Is that sand and sealer?
Yeah, acrylic. Not cellulose. That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do, John. That'll do.
Dave?
Yes, it was, Frederick. It was a free sample from the Chestnut Weekender. And like I said, I've never used it before. So we'll try it.
So it didn't last long then. Certainly small. That looks nice.
Well, I don't know
I'll
if
try that out later.
I don't know if I want to put it in my coffee because it looks a bit thin. So let's get a piece of cloth. Let's just wait for that to dry.
It does look a nice bit of wood. Oh.
Right, so is that dry? I'm just going to burnish that up a little bit with a piece of cloth. Not like that though, Steve. Still a bit sticky there. Still not dry, that's why. Let it dry first, Steve. Don't be impatient. Put that in the bin.
Todd said, what do you clean the... Right. Steve, what do you clean your lathe bed with after spraying stuff like that?
Cellulose sand and sealer, or seeing as it's acrylic, you could just use methylated spirits and then just re-oil the bed. Just re-oil it afterwards. I always oil my bed before I do a live anyway. Just put some dry lube over it, just so things slide a little bit easier. So it shouldn't penetrate the dry lube anyway, to be honest. But always helps to keep it protected though, doesn't it? I was a bit keen with the tissue on there, by the looks of that. Use some shavings and see if we can burnish that off. Just need a bit on the back of that. That's a bit where the sand and sealer just swollen the grain a little tiny bit.
Lucy's on.
Right, Lucy. That's better. Alright. So, says apply over acrylic cellulose sand and sealer, all cellulose sand and sealer. Didn't read that properly, did I? Use a cloth or a brush, apply up to 5 coats.
Did you put your glasses on?
I've got my glasses on. I don't mean I read it properly. Right. So, like I said, I've never used this before, so we'll see how it goes. Don't know how much you have to put on. Size of the bottle, you think you don't have to put a lot on. Alright, so do you just buff it off? I don't know. What do you do with that?
Read the constructions.
There ain't no instructions on it. I'm just going to buff it, see what happens.
Oh. Yeah, that didn't take long, did it?
Why is that bit on there gone like that? God damn. This tissue's got it in for me today.
Malcolm Douglas is on.
Right, Malcolm, how are you? Right, let's give it another coat of this. Whatever it is. What's it called? Wypom Poly. Stuff like this is great. But if it don't dry properly, when everything just gets stuck to it. I really should have read up on how to use it, really, shouldn't I? Well, actually, it was a bit of a fly in the pan to use it.
Clint said foam brush works better.
There you tell me. Oh. Right. That's sticky. It's horrible. It's nasty. It's like the aftermarks of a cold. Just wipe the lid. Put that back on there. So let's just let that dry. And hopefully, we'll just buff it off and it'll become shiny. still tacky. Let's get the heat gun on it.
No carrots today, Lucy. I've just done some broccoli and some leeks and peeled a couple of potatoes for Steve. So Pete said it is basically a mix of varnish and oil, Steve. Brush is best applicator and needs to dry.
Oh, okay.
Chris said so. It's not very nice then, Steve.
I think it's only me. It's just getting used to it. I'm used to waxes and oils. That's the trouble. And a bit of lacquer. I know where I am with those. Right. Just buff it up then. Hopefully we can get a shine on it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Doesn't give a nice smooth finish at all. It's a bit humpy bumpy. Don't like it. I prefer friction polish, to be honest. You know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm going to sand it all off with a bit of 400. I'm going to put friction polish over it.
Oh, there's a little tiny fly.
I don't know why.
Oh, shut up.
Right.
Frederick said it needs to dry properly between coats.
No. Ain't getting a chance, Frederick. I don't like it. I've made an executive decision. I don't like it. I think it'd be better on a bigger area if you was doing something a bit more bigger and more flat work rather than oh god, all the intricate. I think I need to.
I'm not being pushy, but how am I going to be? Because I need a wee. I
10
can go
minutes?
and have one quick one now.
Well, go on, hurry up then.
Oh, thanks.
Are you back yet? So I like friction polish because you can get a real nice shine on it. But again, it's like anything. It's just something you're used to. Just a little tiny bit more for the bottom. So a nice bit of speed. Right, so I want a dry bit of tissue.
Did you answer Lucy's question?
No, I didn't know she
What
asked the
wood
question.
is Steve using? Don't say wood from a tree, Pete.
It's a piece of silver birch. Oh, I'm going to give up in a minute.
That's what Pete said. That looks better with that other stuff.
Do you know what? The more you try, the worse it becomes. Said I should have oiled it, didn't I? This tissue don't help. It just breaks up. This stuff we got from wherever we got it from is absolutely atrocious. It's just too soft. No, it's just coming off on the piece. It's just not drying. Nothing's drying. If this don't work, sod it. That is the best it's going to get. Still a little bit of paper on there. Trying to put that poly on there now.
And Laurie's on.
I am. Right.
Susie said it looks more gold than silver.
Silver. Oh, silver birch, yes, sorry.
Safety cloth rather than tissue, said Anne. Oil
Yeah,
would have been better, I think, said Barry.
I did say oil, didn't I? Did I not say oil? And then I talked myself into using that bloody poly, whatever you call it, stuff. But anyway, it's what it
Todd
is.
said it looks beautiful.
Thanks, you're not bad yourself, Todd, either.
Not you.
Oh, right, so. Right, so let's get this parted off. I did say oil to start with, and then I talked myself into trying that poly. Nice and gentle. Slight undercut, so it sits on the rim rather than the whole base. So I'm just going to get a knife and clean the bottom of this. I don't know, my Stanley knife is gone, to be honest. So there is eventually.
Todd said this just shows that things don't always go perfectly. Alan Gibby's on.
Hi,
Said
Alan.
Steve, it turned out good in the end.
Thanks, mate.
Frederick's got to go. He's got people. Washing was blown off the line.
Oh,
Washing was blown off the line. Well done. Enjoyed it. Yeah, it's got a bit overcast out here, so I've got to keep an eye on our. Well, yes, only Steve's work clothes. So.
Right, so let's have a look at this. So let's bring it on a camera that we can see. So that one there, maybe. Zoom that right out. Oops, not that far though. Put that on a block of wood, I reckon. Pick a block of wood, Steve. Any block you like.
Pick a block of wood.
That one will do.
Lynn said, looking good, Steve, but wife says, got to go. I'll watch the rest later.
See you later, mate. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, that little... I'm not going to even say it because I'm not having you singing again.
Right, so just a little candle holder. There you go. Nothing venturous. Yes, just a simple candlelight holder. Or not candlelight holder. No. Candle holder.
Bit like you. Simple.
Simple. So, like I say, you can make it so a big candle goes on it, a chunky candle goes on it, whatever you like. Not a candlestick, not a tea light holder, a candle holder. So, that is my interpretation of it. That is my interpretation of it. So it's down to you, your style. I actually made that wider than I was going to make it just the width for the base. So I've actually made it wider so you can put a bigger candle on it as well. So it's universal. That's logic thinking, isn't it? That. But anyway, that's what it is. Oh, hello, Andrew. How are you? Thank you very much for coming in. Nice to see you. So yeah, just a bit of basic spindle turning. Shame about that bit of poly, but I will wipe that off of there and try and get that better than that. But at the moment, we've got what it is. Roy, what's the gadget with the flashing light? That is a Black Magic Designs ATM box, Roy. And the lights don't flash. It's only because the shutter resolution on the cameras. That's what it looks like it's flashing. Right, so as before, send your pictures over to skkrafts@btnet.com by what date did we say? 27th, did you say?
I've put it in the chat.
27th, I think you said.
27th, yeah.
Yeah, so get your pictures over to me by the 27th. And we will get the pictures on a montage for the 29th. We should be here on the 29th, as far as I know. Oh, no, we won't. We've got Krafts on the 29th. Lessingham.
No, I thought it was on the Saturday.
No, it's the 29th.
Oh.
Sure, it's the 29th.
Oh, well, we'll find out.
So,
I thought it was a Saturday.
No, it was a Sunday last year, so I'm sure it'll be the Sunday this year.
All right, okay.
So we won't be on 29th, but I will do the video and stick up the montage ready for the Sunday lunchtime live. And if I get chance, I will also do a video for the Sunday lunchtime live as well. So other than that, guys, I really do appreciate you guys coming over. Thank you so much for coming over and joining Nick and I for what seems to be like for ages since we did a lunchtime live. I've enjoyed it. No doubt I'll get moaned at if Nick enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
You enjoyed it, see. She just loves it. She loves the stardom. That's what it is.
Thing is, we haven't been on for ages and then probably not going to be on again for a little while, so...
So we'll try and be on as and when we can. Unfortunately, sometimes life just gets in the way of things. But we'll sort it. We'll sort it. So...
Lucy's been to Bressingham. We went there, didn't we?
Yes, Bressingham. The Steam Museum. Have you been to the Steam Museum? Lucy, is that what you went to?
So Pete's put his link in for tonight. Don't forget, 8 o'clock.
Yep, covering for Temporary Terry. As Terry's on holiday, yes, again. So, like I say, send me your pictures, and we will have a look, and we will get a montage done, and we'll get them up for that for the 29th. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming over and joining us. Really have appreciated it. Good to see you all in the chat again. I will be back Friday evening. Special guest airworm, Stuart Farini. So come over and join myself, Stuart, and whoever else I can drag in. Stuart's always good to hear. Stuart's been retired now for nearly a year, so I'd like to know. I want to see what's been going on with Stuart since he's retired. So it'd be good to catch up and find out how things are going. Hopefully everything's going well for him. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on the next one. Okay. See you later, guys. Thanks for coming over and joining us. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
That's all, folks.